Salom aziz o'quvchilar, demak speaking darslarini davom ettiramiz. Bugun 30-mavzuni ko'rishimiz kerak ekan. 30-mavzuda esa biz sizlar bilan yana bir qiziq mavzu, demak something that you lost and found, ya'ni yo'qotgan narsangiz va uni qayta topib olgansiz. Darsni o'zi bilan yaxshiroq tanishamiz, keyin men 2 daqiqa davomida gapirib beraman. Okay, demak mana o'qib ko'ramiz. Describe a time when you lost something and then got it back. Ya'ni o'sha narsani yo'qotgansiz va uni keyin qaytarib olgansiz. U nima edi, qayerda yo'qotgansiz, qanday topgansiz va qanday o'zingizni his qilgansiz. Mana shular haqida men gapirib berishga harakat qilaman 2 daqiqa davomida. So I want to talk about the time when I lost my phone and then got it back, fortunately, of course. So I think phone is something that we'll often lose, and this happens to many people and happened to me as well. So I got in the taxi on my way home. And then when I got off the taxi, I realized that I'm missing something because I often feel my phone in my pocket. So I reached my pocket and found out that actually the phone was missing there. So the first thing that came to mind was that I have dropped it in the car because I was using my phone in the car, and then right before getting off the taxi, I put it in my pocket. So when I got off the taxi, probably I dropped it in the car. And then, so the first thing that came to my mind was actually asking someone for their phone. So there was a person passing by, and I explained the situation and asked him for his phone, and I called my phone back. Fortunately, the taxi driver answered my phone and said that he has the phone with him, and I told him to get back where I was, where he left me, where he dropped me off. And then I said that I'm going to pay some money for his service, and so he agreed, and he got back, and I got my phone. I was really happy. I was lucky to have a very nice taxi driver, because sometimes, you know, people can sell your stuff or steal your stuff, but this was really nice taxi driver. And it's not just about the phone itself, of course, but it's more about the information that you keep in the phone, like your photos, your like social accounts, and your financial information. So I had really valuable information, very sensitive information, very financially sensitive information in my phone, and luckily it wasn't it wasn't sold, it wasn't stolen. So I was really happy to get it back, and I made sure that every time I check my phone whenever I get off the taxi, to make sure that I'm not leaving it in the taxi. Xo'p, endi partiy savollariga ham javob berishga harakat qilamiz. Birinchi savolimiz: why do some people worry more than others when they lose things? Ya'ni nimaga ba'zi odamlar ko'proq xavotir oladi narsasini yo'qotganda? Because people are by nature different. Some people are sentimental, and when they lose something, they feel, different level of sadness. For example, when I lose something, I don't really feel so bad, because I'm not really attached to material things. But some people, they like these things a lot, and they don't want to lose these things. That's why probably they feel really bad. How can we avoid losing things? Now, there are many ways you can avoid losing things. First of all, of course, you have to make sure that you keep them in the right place, especially if you have small things like your keys, your phone, or your cards. Make sure that you put it in a proper place. Don't just leave it anywhere. So have a dedicated place where you always put it. So this is how we can avoid losing things. What things do people often lose? I think most often people lose keys because they're very small. They also lose phones because they can drop them off somewhere, and maybe money as well. Sometimes it just slips out of your pocket. Is it easy to lose something? Well, now it might be easy depending on what kind of person. If you are not very attentive person, then you might lose something very easily. But people are usually very attentive. For example, I'm very attentive to my things, and I try to make sure that I don't lose my things. I have very deep pockets so that things don't fall out. So just need to make sure that you shouldn't try, you should be very attentive to your things and the place where you put them. And how can parents teach children to be organized? Next question is, qanday qilib organized bo'lishni o'rgatish mumkin? And parents, of course, children, learn from role models, and parents should be good role models for their children. They have to, act with responsibility, and they have to show by an example. Like, for example, they can teach them. So I have a key, and there's a special place where I put it, so they have to teach it to their children. So this is the easiest way to teach your children to be organized is by being organized yourself. Because if you say something and if you do the opposite, then children will probably just act as you are. So it's not going to have any effect. So just be organized yourself, and your children are going to be organized as well. Is it important for children to be organized? Yeah, of course. We have to start teaching them to be organized from the early age, maybe like starting from the age of 5 or 6, when they start understanding what's happening around them. And I think it's very good quality to teach, and we have to teach them to clean up after themselves, to clean up the toys, for example, that they've played. So I think it's very important to develop these skills from the early age. Va oxirgi savolimiz, if you lost the phone, how would you find it? The easiest way to find your phone is to call yourself back. Now, this is the easiest way, but of course sometimes the battery might have died, or maybe the person who stole it might switch it off. So the next thing that you can do is to actually track your phone. There are special applications that allow you to track your phone. So you can, if you turn it on in your phone before you lost it, so you can easily track it. And another thing you can do is to inform the police if you know the IMEI number, I think, number of your phone. If you have the box, the phone box, there would be a number which can be traced down. So if you hand it to the police, they can also help you to find your phone. Okay, demek mana shulardan iborat edi bugungi videoyimizning mavzusi. Thank you for watching. See you soon.